What's up, Bulls Nation? And welcome into CHGO Bulls Postgame, presented by PointsBet. Don't forget that promo code CHGO when signing up for 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That'll have you living your bet life. I'm not living my best life right now, Dave. I'm a little cranky. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome in. I'm Matt. That's Big Dave.
Hi.
Producer Joey hanging out with us here at our West Loop Studios. We'll be hearing from our pal, Mr. Tier 1 Gottlieb, later on in tonight's postgame. Bulls fall to the Miami Heat 127-109.
Nice
that is a regular season sweep at the hands of the Heat, Dave.
Yeah.
And throw one more on the pile of Bulls can't beat the top teams in the East.
One more on the pile, Matt. I mean, it's just what it's been all season long for the Chicago Bulls. And before we start, first of all, let me showcase my wonderful hat that I got on right here.
How dope is that
Get
hat?
my fried hat. Go get that.
I wore one of my best.
Sides, baby.
I got my black and gold Bulls, and I still somehow don't have the best hat tonight. Outrageous.
He saw it, and he immediately said, I want it.
Want it.
I want it. I got to have it. I need it. Yes, I love my hat. I will never tell anybody where I get my hats. So, yes, the Bulls stunk
the hat
one
store? Just a shot in the dark.
So, shot in the dark. You're going to say a hat store. You would think so, but no. But no. Special hats for a special guy with a special head size because he's got special hair and all these special things. But what wasn't special was the Chicago Bulls performance, Matthew. It was bad. It was terrible. It was good to start. And what's weird is we've talked about the Bulls not getting off to good starts.
Yep.
Starting off slow, coming in like a daisical, letting teams jump all over them, and then trying to pick it up late. And definitely against the elite teams, they can't do stuff like that. This game, they didn't do that. They came in, and they were in it. Like, there was energy. Zach LaVine was on point. He was carrying the load, it felt like, for the Bulls for a while. Then when Patrick Williams came in the game, he changed the entire complexity of the game for the Chicago Bulls, started impacting the game on both sides of the ball, getting the block on the defensive side, finishing on the offensive end. And it felt good for a while. We were like, wow, this might be a fun game to watch. The Bulls might actually compete and have this. But my goodness, the Heat did not miss a thing. They were on complete fire, Matthew. It was ridiculous. They shot 53% from the field. I'm telling you, they only failed because it was the fourth quarter. And 17 of 34 from the three-point line. That is 50%. 50%. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what that is. And just to show you, Bulls, 9 of 34 from the three-point line.
Oh.
Zach LaVine was the only one, Matt. 5 of 12 from the three-point line. Everybody else, what is this? 4 made threes from the whole team after Zach. He had more made threes by himself
than his teammates combined.
That is not good.
That's
not good.
I think tonight's equation was a pretty simple one. When Bulls fans are trying to piece together what happened, the Bulls suddenly, after scraping by throughout the season, timely shots from certain guys, are now a team with absolutely no three-point shooting. On most nights, maybe one guy, like Zach, will hit some threes. That's it. Tonight, as you mentioned, his teammates combined to make only 4. I said this to you while we were watching this game. The Bulls could maybe get by with Ayo Dosunmu or Kobe White going ice cold. They cannot survive both. And right now, they are both ice cold. Kobe tonight, 0 of 7. Ayo, a somewhat less disgusting 1 of 4. But Kobe, that now makes him coming of the past 5 games, 2 of 25.
Shut up.
2 of 25 from behind the three-point arc.
It's not good.
And, you know, there's a lot of places to go tonight, but the Bulls don't have people who can make shots.
Yeah.
DeMar and even sometimes Zach was getting double and triple teamed, and nobody can hit a freaking shot. And meanwhile, as you said, the Heat were on fire tonight.
Yeah, and I saw someone say, we need Zach back. You know, he would ignite the shooters. This wasn't a Lonzo Ball situation right here. This was just guys missing shots. Like, Kobe was getting open looks. He just was not knocking them down. And not only was he not knocking them down, Matt, it wasn't even close on some of those shots, man. It was just
a couple of them looked like they
shots.
hit side of, like, not the side of the backboard, but to the left or right of the rim on the bottom of the backboard.
I mean,
how the hell does that happen?
I mean, you can say he goes 0 for 7 from 3, but the biggest, he went 0 of 9, period. He didn't hit a shot. He did not score. He hit some free throws. Like, there you go. You know what I'm saying? He hit a couple free throws, and that was it. But he did not score. And that's the biggest issue here, man, because he's on the floor. And I've said this a million times, Matt. I appreciate what he's done as far as, improving the other facets of his game. Nobody has been bigger on that than me.
Yeah.
Complimenting him on his defense and all those things like that. I appreciate him working on his rebounding, making his playmaking better, making the assists better. But if you cannot score, I don't see how you stay on the floor. I appreciate him doing those things to improve his game and all that, but you are on the floor to score. That's why you are out there, to score, to put the ball into the basket. And if you can't do that at a nice clip, like even an average clip, man, dude, that just makes everything extra tough on his teammates around him.
Michael in the comments saying Tyler Hero is everything we need Kobe White to be. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of teams need to be.
I saw.
I'll take Gabe Vincent.
I saw a tweet from our guy Jason Pat of Cash Consideration. Shout out to him saying, "Man, like Tyler Hero is legit 1,000,000 times better than Kobe White."
Yeah,
maybe an exaggeration to say 1,000,000 times better, but this recent play of Kobe, look, if he's not getting you buckets, then what's he doing on the floor? Like, he's not a point guard. I think we have all comfortably come to that conclusion. Give him some credit for the ways that he has improved that element of his game somewhat. Yeah. He ain't a point guard. His best weapon had been being an off-the-ball shooting threat.
Yeah.
Catch and shoot threat.
Yes.
Now he's not doing that. He's ice cold. And you saw tonight one of many examples getting exposed on the defensive end. Ooh. Jimmy Butler was stealing his lunch.
Ooh, yeah, it was ugly watching him do that. And I mean, and he played a nice amount of minutes. What, he played 20 minutes in the game, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and no impact on either side. And that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's I've seen him impact the game and not score. But I need him to score. Like, that's the thing. I need that. They need
Connor
those
in the comments said, score or get off the floor.
Oh, the rhymes, the bars. Score or get off the floor. But, yeah, he was ice cold tonight, man. Caruso.
What's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
Thank you.
I mean, Caruso didn't get any points either. I mean, he played 21 minutes. He did not score either. So, between the 2 bang guys in your backcourt, well, actually, you can run an Ayo out there if you want to. Also, you got 11 points total, and all of those are Ayo Dosunmu. You know what I'm saying? Like that. No, like none of that can happen right there. You're going to struggle immediately if you can't get any points from there, because you know what DeMar is going to give you. Zach had a Zach game that we hadn't seen in a minute. Dropped 33 on him. Vooch, who should have scored a little bit more. I thought they couldn't, but again, they couldn't get him the ball on the inside so he could go out there and dominate and try to be a little better. He couldn't get an interior pass, something that has been a problem all season long for the team. Outside of Lonzo Ball, I mean, it's been an issue for the Bulls. But, man, dude, your backcourt, those 2 guys, and you mentioned, those 2 guys have to score. Well, I'm talking about Ayo and Kobe. Like, you've got to knock down those shots. And it wasn't that Ayo went 1 for 4. It's the ones that he missed, Matt, that stick out of my head. They were really wide open.
Yeah.
And shooting those from the baseline that we're used to seeing, and just would not knock him down, man. They just would not fall for him tonight, and they wouldn't fall for Kobe White. And Kobe White's is a continuing trend, and that's what's alarming. You know what I'm saying? Is the continuing trend. That's not a streak. That I don't want it to fall into this is who he is kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 2 of 25. Well, I'm going to take 7 more and miss those 2 the next game. I appreciate the confidence, but, man, dude, if they not hitting, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of, Fried Rice in the comments saying, need some shooters on this team. Where's Matt Thomas at?
Come on. Come on.
The only one who did not manage to get into this game.
How sad is that?
Your boy Matty Legend at DNP.
How sad is that?
When DJJ, who we thought maybe had died because we hadn't seen him in weeks, and Troy Brown Jr. and Tony Bradley all got sent in for mop-up duty.
Yeah.
There stayed Matt Thomas right next to Billy Donovan on the bench.
It was such a sad moment. You know he was ready. He was jumping rope. He was getting ready. He was high-fiving. The high fives were crispy tonight. He was ready to get out there and be legendary in that garbage time, which is what he does. Hit 3 of them threes and make the score look a little bit better than what it was. He didn't get that opportunity, man. I'm a little sad.
Sean in a comment saying Kobe getting 20 minutes to DJJ's 3 is a crime by Billy.
A crime?
I mean, like, I'm sorry. No. But look, after his first stretch, I was saying, Kobe, take a seat. Take a seat. Kobe and DJJ are not exactly interchangeable pieces.
Right.
But also, if what your gripe is and what the Bulls are missing right now is shooting, guess who else had gone ice cold when he was getting minutes? Who occasionally would knock down his corner threes earlier this season? Because DJJ also went ice cold coming out of the All-Star break. Maybe partly because of the injured finger, but it's on his non-shooting hand.
Yeah.
So just a cold streak for him too. But again, like the one that made me a little curious is to see Kobe playing 20 minutes, playing like that, and Javonte only having 13. Because guess what? Javonte, you know what he's giving you on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Kobe, a mile and a half away from Javonte as far as defensive capabilities. And guess who did knock down a 3 tonight? Because Javonte did.
He did.
It wasn't even a corner 3. It was an elbow 3. Like, Javonte has proven at times to be the second or third most reliable three-point shooter on this roster this season.
I don't like that.
It's not ideal that's the reality, but that's the reality.
Yeah.
So, I look, certain gripes about Billy Donovan tonight, mine, how is Kobe getting 20 minutes and Javonte 13, nearly half?
Maybe that'll be asked, and, Tier 1 Gottlieb will let us know what it said in the press conference after the game. He'll be joining us a little later on. And again, to add to your point about Derrick Jones Jr., you know how many threes he's hit since the All-Star break? 0. He still has not hit a three-point shot. So, yeah, it's not an interchangeable thing because of the size.
That's so stupid.
Because of the size. But, yeah, man. But he does need to play. I would like to see him out there, you know what I'm saying, and change some things up for the team. But let me do what I do, Matt. Let me get to some positivity real quick.
Sure.
Let me get to some happiness real quick.
Do that.
Because Patrick Williams, man. Did that not look good? That looked awesome. Patrick Williams, I enjoy the way he played. And you know what I enjoyed the most? He came in immediately with the aggression. Immediately. He walked in and made impact immediately when he walked on the floor. Because the first thing he does is get a block shot that I just knew was a layup. I knew it. And I was screaming. I was like, nah, that's a layup. What? It was shocking to me to see that he got that layup. And then they go down and they score. And then what does he do the very next play? Gets another block and then takes it down again. And, with the smooth little layup with the touch, it felt right. It felt right. Just like that, Joey. Just like that. Just like that. It felt right and it felt good, man. And I was really happy to see that from him. Again, 4-6 shooting. And, again, hit his three-point shot. The only 3 he took, he hit. He hasn't missed a 3 in the last 2 games. Like, I like that. I like Patrick Williams' performance. And the rebounding also. The 6 rebounds that he accrued while playing. All defensive, no offensive rebounds. But did a great job during that. For the team, man. So hopefully we'll see going forward, because I told you in the pregame, this is the game I think that we'll look at, that we'll find out Billy Donovan's going to be like, you know what, you're the starter. Because going into that Bucks game, I don't see how you start Alex Caruso up against Giannis, man.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting seeing that. I think he might be in that starting lineup on Tuesday.
And, something interesting tonight is that P-Dub played 30. He had a career-high 36.
Wow.
On Thursday against the Clippers, right?
True.
30 tonight. So a little bit of a step back there, but still 8 more minutes than Caruso played tonight. So when you talk about playing Caruso or Javonte as an undersized forward, P-Dub might not be starting yet, but he's getting the minutes.
Yeah, he's getting the minutes, and he's producing in the minutes that he's getting on both ends of the floor. I can't stress that enough. On both ends of the floor, and the aggression, the things everybody's been hampering him and getting on him about, being more aggressive and going out there and doing that. Be aggressive. Yes, doing those things. But it just feels good to see him out there playing well for a long period of time and coming out, and being healthy. You know what I mean? It just feels good to see that. And I think he'll be in the starting lineup sooner than later. That's just an opinion. I just think he'll be in there sooner than later, man, because he's been helpful. He's been extremely helpful to the team. It didn't help after his run tonight. The Heat made the adjustments because Eric Spoelstra is incredible at, coach. And they just hit all their three-point shots. My God, man, they were hitting everything. Miami was hitting everything. When Jimmy Butler is hitting threes,
when he hit his first one, I was like, all right, well, that's not fair.
Come on, dude.
And I'm pretty sure our guy Adam Amin said it immediately when Jimmy knocked down that corner three, shooting 21% on the season. Like, really? Okay.
Dude.
Jimmy's going to hit threes?
You in trouble.
That's not fair.
No, you're in trouble if that's happening, man. Everybody came in hot. Kyle Lowry, that was your first foray into looking at Kyle Lowry. Yeah, a problem. 19 points, 10 assists in 27 minutes. He's a issue, and he got his going early. You know what I mean? And they play so well together, man. The play of the game, Matt, for me. And I said this out loud to you, it was the play of the game. In third quarter, Miami shoots, they miss. I'm thinking the Bulls get this rebound, take it, bring it down, and kind of cut into that lead. No, 50-50 ball. PJ Tucker goes Superman, dives, flies, taps it all the way to the backcourt to Bam Adebayo, who gets it, swings it over to Tyler Hero in the corner for three. That was the backbreaker for me. That was done. That was the depleter. I was like, this game's done. This game's over right here. They were putting forth that effort, and I cannot stand when the Bulls don't put forth that effort like that, man. So it was frustrating, in that second half for sure. The first half was fun because they kind of stuck in it, but that second half, man, the Heat just completely ran off the floor.
The first half ended on such a sour note.
Yes.
That being that foul of Io on Kyle Lowry behind the three-point line. We'll touch on that and a couple other things next. We also want to talk about Patrick Williams and Billy Donovan, coach and player who have had a fascinating week when it comes to divulging stories about their relationship. Fabulous. But first, Big Dave.
Yes, sir.
Hit the people with the PointsBet.
Oh, it's PointsBet time. Joey, I hope you're ready on this one, man. Redemption time,
Redemption,
Joey.
That's right.
That's what it's all about, baby. Life is all about that. Let's do it this way, because the best way, and I mean the best way to support CHGO is to download that PointsBet app and use that code CHGO when you sign up. And if you do that right now, you'll get two risk-free bets up to $2,000. But that's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, guess what you're going to get? Take a guess. Take a guess, man. What's you going to get? Take a guess. Take a guess.
Something awesome.
Something awesome. Yes. Free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of that web content. You know that new pecking order is up out there, don't you? Yeah, you want to see that, don't you? You know the GOAT going to have something written. Gottlieb is going to have something written down. Yeah, my man Marquez is going to have something too. Yeah, you can get all of that and much more from all our guys doing CHGO. White Sox, Cubs, and Blackhawks, Bears, and the Chicago Sky. You get access to all of that, plus a free t-shirt of your choice from that CHGO Alaha. That's $2,000 in risk-free bets. $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership and a free t-shirt from that CHGO locker, all for just making a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. And introducing that new feature, y'all, that live college basketball same-game parlay. For the first time ever, you can build that perfect live same-game parlay only, and I mean only with PointsBet. Combine your favorite bets anytime during the game. And if you want more,
Bulls Nation, who are you kidding? We know you do.
Hey, I know we do the extras on it. I love it. You can also boost your live same-game parlays. You can watch live, parlay live, boost live, and party live with PointsBet. And if you live here in this beautiful, beautiful city and this wonderful, wonderful state of Illinois, you can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. The one that Matt Peck is holding up. Right there. PointsBet Match Madness, y'all. Don't forget about it, because all the users can earn up to $100 in free bets. During each round, just place a $50 pregame wager and get a free $20 live bet to be used for that round. So what are you waiting for? I don't know. Because once the game starts, y'all, you don't just bet. Matt Peck.
You live your bet life.
Oh, with PointsBet. Hit me one time, Joey.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
Shout out Leo. Oh,
Yo,
Bulls lost tonight. Get on PointsBet. Make it up for it, people.
there
I like
you
that
go.
that's redemption right there, Joey. That's what it looks
Told
like.
you guys, keeping you on your
Bulls
toes.
lost
That's
is
right,
bumming
man.
you out. Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing. I mean, pick up your phone and download PointsBet.
That's right. Get in there. Get some money.
I'm mad. Oh my god. It's AK saying it's not that we lost, but the way we lost. Heat players have set places to shoot threes, all going to the corner area. Look, I mean, the Bulls missed shots tonight, and the Heat made theirs.
Yeah.
I do think that the Bulls played some pretty piss-poor defense throughout large stretches of tonight, not looking engaged at all. Nobody was getting their closeouts. People weren't rotating properly. And, I mean, come on, it's the Heat. It's Jimmy. It's Spo. They are combative within their own community and their own team, but you know that level of combativeness is coming right to their opponent every night too.
Oh, every
and
single
like the
night.
Bulls just did not match it.
No.
I'm sick of the Bulls not matching the level of intensity and the level of fight against teams, especially if they're teams whose talent meets or exceeds the talent of the Bulls. We're talking about how the fact that the Bulls can't have anybody hit a shot worth a darn, at least match the intensity. And you can't do that. That's what pisses me off.
Completely
There it
agree.
is.
There it
There's
is,
the
y'all.
anger meter tonight.
There it is. You know what?
Didn't take long to get there.
I kind of want to change it because his is I think it's grown a little bit, man.
Since we started post game, I am angrier than when we started.
Yeah, it feels like it.
I think the red section might need to be a little bigger also.
Just extend the semicircle.
Yeah. Well, let's see what it was. This is pregame before coming on the air.
This is post game, post game.
Post game, post game.
If you understand
anger
that.
level, yes, anger level of Matthew
It's
Peck.
6'8".
6'8".
So like obviously I peaked 9 the only time after we lost the Knicks because that was freaking dumb.
Yeah.
Anytime you lose to the Knicks is dumb. But I am mad. But again, tonight, okay, it's very frustrating that the Bulls don't have anyone outside of Zach and DeMar that can knock down shots right now.
Yeah.
That very much angers me. But what I cannot ever accept is not matching your opponent's level of intensity. The Heat brought the game to the Bulls. The Bulls did not bring the game to the Heat. And you're on your home floor for crying out loud.
Tell them.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. I've yelled about it many times. The first time I did was that Golden State game when they were at home. After Zach got hurt, the game was over for them. Like, they didn't want to play anymore. I was so frustrated with that. Okay, you get your ass whooped. I get that. That happens in the NBA. But it's the effort that we're talking about here, man. You can't give up on that effort. You got to put forth that effort. And you can't have, because effort means dudes like Dwayne Dedman, who once again came up out here on the floor and had a game, Matt. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 9 shooting. It wasn't the fact he missed 3 threes. It was the fact he took 3 threes. You know what I'm saying? Like that. No, why? No, absolutely not. Like Tyler Hero, I'm not mad. I mean, Tyler Hero is Tyler Hero. Okay, he's gonna get you a 19. What bothers me? The 8 rebounds. That's what's gonna get me. The 8 rebounds. It's not the fact he went 6 or 7 from 3. You know what I mean? And he. Oh, by the way, he didn't hit a single 2-point shot. All of his points were threes. All of them.
6 of 7. 6 of 16 overall.
Correct. He did not hit any 2s. All he did was drain it from long range, man. But those are the things that are frustrating. Watching Robinson, watching Duncan Robinson, who was struggling this entire game, letting him get 8 points. And by the way, he did nothing else. But he zeros across the board for him. He didn't do anything else.
But he knocked down a couple threes.
But he knocked down a couple of threes. And he hit the last 3 of the game. And it was I still don't know how he hit that shot, but he hit the last 3 of the game. It's that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And the Heat were hot. I mean, I'm giving them their credit. They were definitely hot. And they were definitely hitting everything, man. And they were executing the Bulls to death. But that effort, man, as it went on later, it kind of waned for the Bulls, man. And that's why the anger levels have rose.
AK saying Bulls have one of the best home records. I expected our bench to play better tonight. Usually bench guys play better at home than on the road. That's kind of like, you know.
They're 29th.
Right.
Like, bro, they're 29th bench scoring.
It's like, and tonight, like, so to me, the lack of shooting problem and the Bulls bench getting worked on a pretty nightly basis problem, there's a lot of overlap there. Because what do you want bench guys to do? Certain bench guys play different roles. Some of them are an energy guy like Caruso or Javonte when they've been coming off the bench this season.
Sure.
But a lot of them, your job is to come off the bench and either, maintain the lead that the starters have, built for you, or fight your way back into the game. How? By knocking down shots. The Heat bench had damn near 50, over 50. 56 points from the Heat bench tonight. 56. 56. The Bulls, if you take out the, garbage time from DJJ, they got, let's see, 2 from Kobe, 12 from B-Dub, 14. Javonte had 8. There's 22. The Bulls bench got doubled up and then some, and that is a gross trend that we see all season.
They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. 6 players play tonight. I'm counting the garbage time players too. 3 of them were in double figures. And then Duncan Robinson had 8.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were close to having 4 players off their bench in double figures.
And it's who we talked about in pregame. It's Dedmon, it's Vincent, and then also Tyler Hero, as you mentioned, knocking down those threes.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming.
You knew it. You knew it was on the way. And Strus as well. I mentioned Strus and how his points go up when he plays the Bulls.
DePaul legend.
How about
Bulls
his
legend.
Bulls legend.
For like a week.
How about his alley-oop?
Oh, my
You know what
God.
I'm saying that he had from Jimmy Butler on that pass, man. That was nasty right there, and not expected from my man Strus out there. That Heat culture is fitting him just nicely, man. But yeah, they out-executed, they outplayed them, and we keep saying this when they play the Heat. Actually, we keep saying when they play elite teams. But for the Heat, man, it's just been that way. Like, look at the scores, like 107-104, 118-92, 112-99, 127-109. Outside of that first game, which was ugly game on both sides, actually. Both teams did not play well, and the Heat didn't even have all of their guys there. You know what I'm saying? That was one of them Gabe Vincent games. That was when we first got introduced to the greatness of the legend that is Gabe Vincent. But outside of that game, nothing has been close. They've just been beat down after beat down after beat down against these Heat, man. And we got to see better. We got to see better from this team. I just want to see the effort better. These double-digit losses is what's annoying about it, Matt.
Our pal Salim with a super chat. What up, Love you, buddy. Saying when DeMar and Zach get doubled, you need guys to hit those open looks. The mid was clogged all night for DeMar because guys can't hit open looks.
Fact.
It's that simple. It really is.
You saw them running triple. Anytime DeMar went to the paint, it was triple team.
Triple.
It was triple.
Triple team.
1, 2, and 3. Like they that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, and that's the only way you can really break a trap or any of those things is knocking down the shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is what the Bulls finally managed to succeed doing in the wins over Washington and L.A. earlier this week.
Correct.
They passed out of the trap, and they beat the trap by moving off the ball and by taking and making open shots.
Yeah.
But that was the exception, not the rule thus far. And look, Spo obviously gets all the credit in the world for being one of, if not the best head coaches in the NBA right now, and I don't disagree with that.
Sure.
But he had a really simple game plan tonight. Hey, if DeMar has it going, double or triple. If Zach has it going or Zach is trying to, get to the bucket, double or triple. Foul him or wrap him up, whatever. And make anyone else on this team beat us.
Anyone else.
And the anyone else on the Bulls said, nah. Genius coaching from Eric Spoelstra. Fuck me.
Yeah, and that's what the frustrating thing is, man. Just looking at these numbers, like I'm a little upset Javonte Green was your second leading scorer off the bench. Like, I don't think that should be the case. You know what I'm saying? That just should not be what it is, man. But it's what we're dealing with. It's what we're going through, and it's not going to stop because, again, the schedule is tough. They got more tough games left. You still got the Bucks.
Milwaukee.
You still got the Celtics.
After that.
Who's the Hornets?
Then Charlotte, then Minnesota.
And then Minnesota. None of those teams are easy. You know what I'm saying? 2 of those teams are extremely difficult. The other 2, not easy at all. And everybody's still fighting for something. So nobody's taking games off here. And nobody's going to feel sorry for the Bulls. You know what I mean? Teams that are coming out here to win, man, they're trying to move forward in the playoff lives too. Bulls, your magic number is 2. You know what I'm saying? The magic number is 2, bro.
Need 2 wins to clinch.
That's it. 2. Give me 2. I need 2 out there, man. I'll even take a 1 and a Cleveland loss with that.
The magic number is also 2 in that the Bulls' lead over Cleveland shrunk to 2 games.
Ooh, 2.
After the win over the Clippers on Thursday, it was 3.
Yeah.
Cavs won earlier today.
Yep.
Bulls lost. That is now 2, plus a tiebreaker. But the Raps were idle tonight. So with the loss, the Bulls now go 5th and 6th. And again, that doesn't matter.
Right.
5th, 6th doesn't matter. What matters is just avoiding 7.
That's it.
But you're not going to do it playing the way the Bulls did tonight. We wanted to talk about something that our guy, our Bulls insider, Will Gottlieb, discovered during Billy's meeting with the media pregame about Patrick Williams. He's been talking a lot this week about helping Patrick along, a young guy in the NBA, very, very young, and kind of figuring out the ropes in the NBA. Donovan said this about Patrick. He didn't understand the importance of eating breakfast. I saw him last year, pregame. He had like 2 huge pieces of chicken parm pasta, and we're playing in an hour and 15 minutes. And I'm like, Patrick, you cannot eat that. And oh my goodness. Well done, Joey.
Oh my God.
Look, and
well done, sir.
Shout out to our pal Lawrence, another producer here at CHGO, who recalled and dug up an old tweet from Jamal Collier, who used to be at the Trib. Now he's covering the Midwest NBA teams for ESPN.
Shout out.
Getting a quote from P-Dub as a rookie last year talking about how, breakfast's not really my thing. And like Billy talking about teaching Patrick about how to take care of your body, the way to diet right, and the way that, look, in order for our nutrition staff, our medical staff, and your coaching staff to help you in your development, you got to work with us.
Yeah.
And you got to wake your eyes up to a couple of things that you aren't necessarily doing the way that pros need to do it.
Yeah.
It reminded me of back in the day when the Bulls were like, wait, Derek, how many bags of Skittles do you eat a day? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, wait, you have a machine in your house? Like, no, sir. Things going to have to change around here. Someone said, give them Matt Peck salad.
Take it. Take it all. I've had enough salads this week.
Oh, man. Yeah, that is wild. I think the funniest part is he was like, it was for breakfast.
Right.
Like, I'm starting my day with this. If he says he's not a breakfast guy, that definitely shows you. He's not about that life. He's like, I'm about food and consumption. That's how I'm trying to roll.
And like he also was talking about when he volunteered the information after the Thursday game that he was fined for being late to shoot around, which then his vet teammate tomorrow was like, Pat, why are you talking about that?
Yeah.
The media doesn't need to know that.
No.
You don't need to know that. That's in-house stuff. That's our stuff. You apologize. We all forgave you. But when somebody asked a follow-up question of like, well, why were you late? Patrick's answer, it was being 20. There's another fun reminder that he's still just 20 years old, folks. I mean, come on, man. I don't know about you, Big Dave. I think back to what I was doing and the kind of person I was at 20. I was not adulting. Nothing close, dude. I was a piece of garbage at 20 years of age. I mean, I was a college student getting good grades.
Yeah.
Outside of that, garbage human being at 20.
I was adulting-ish. You know what I mean? I had a job. You know what I mean? I had responsibilities. I had a house.
Yeah.
I had a car.
That's a lot of adulting responsibilities.
Yeah, I had those things. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean like I was on time. You know what I'm saying? Like, or not showing up to work, you know what I'm saying, in certain conditions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, it was adulting-ish kind of thing, man. A couple of stories. I'll tell you off air. Everything ain't for y'all. You know what I mean? Holler at me in public or something. I might tell you a story or two.
Ooh, well, something to brighten my mood a little bit.
Oh.
UNC knocked off Duke.
Hey!
81-77, the final by Duke. The ceiling is the roof. The ceiling is the roof.
So Kansas and North Carolina. Wow, 2 old school teams.
That is blue chip championship basketball.
You're bringing out Kirk.
My goodness.
Oh, Kirk is going to be in the building.
Oh.
Heinrich is going to be there.
Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Speaking of in the building, I saw Salim mentioned it earlier. Ben Gordon at the Madhouse tonight, Big Dave.
He sure was. Benjamin was
I think
there.
somebody asked you, would we have rather had him out there than Kobe White tonight? My answer? Sure would.
It's a lot of nights I want Ben Gordon out there. It's been a lot of nights. I'm taking Ben Gordon out there, man. But yeah, like again, this is the team we have right now. This is what we kind of got to deal with. We know, again, and the reason I don't get so crazy and angry about these things is because the front office that we have, I know they see what I see. They already shown me they see what we see, guys.
Think they might go out and try and get themselves a sharpshooter this offseason?
It might be under the realm of possibility.
Might be a useful thing to have.
It might be a thing. I just think they see that. You know what I mean? I think they see the things we see, and yeah, I'm excited to see what they do in the offseason. But I'll worry about that later because right now we still got the playoffs to get to, ladies and gentlemen. We are still there. Let's get to the playoffs and then get that week off and breathe, ladies and gentlemen, and breathe.
You know, as frustrating as it is right now, we're talking about this Kobe slump and even Io slumping. Patrick Williams' play in this last couple of games
it's been awesome,
definitely is something to make us feel better and feel optimistic. Even though it's been a week of weirdness of like, oh my God, Patrick Williams' minutes are shrinking to almost nothing.
Yeah.
His coach is trying to motivate him with all of these comments about what he's doing versus what he needs to do. And then even Billy, after the awesome game P-Dub has on Thursday, kind of like, calls him out a little bit to the media tonight. Being like, he didn't know how to eat meals. And it's like, okay, well, whatever this is, this coaching player, mentor, mentee relationship that Billy and P-Dub have right now, over the last couple of games at least, it seems to be working, and that P-Dub is getting more motivated and providing the Bulls with some kind of spark out there. And this is a team that desperately needs any kind of spark right now.
No, you're absolutely right. Here's a question for you. Do you think Billy came out like that because Patrick Williams was so open about being fined for being late? Do you think that played a role in Billy coming out like that?
I don't know. I hadn't really even put those two thoughts together.
Yeah. I'm wondering because it just seemed like DeMar was like, why would you tell anybody that? That seems like something in-house. And, the Bulls front office and everything, there have been no leaks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't let you know anything that's going on. That's one of the first things that just came out of there, man. I'm wondering if Billy was like, oh, word? We just telling all business now?
Right.
Well, let me tell you something about you and your chicken parm, fam. Let me let you know what's going on right here, bro. Straight up.
Oh, man. Oh, don't you miss the days when the leaks were just about how the players and coaching staff loved each other so much? Did you guys hear about how Zach LaVine paid who's fine that one time? You know who told the media?
That's what happens when we lose, man.
You know who wasn't thrilled that who told the media?
That's what happens when we lose. Zach. We got to go back down these memory lanes.
Dark rabbit holes.
I don't want to go. Let go of my hand.
You know what, Dave? So you had a little Sprite this evening.
I did.
Little pick me up.
I did.
We were freestyling a song about Sprite right before we went on.
We sure were, and it was awesome. Joy, you enjoyed it.
Sometimes, if you need a little pick me up, a little focus, or something to even help you sleep, next time you're reaching for a Sprite, try some Strava Coffee instead.
Oh, he's right.
Today's episode brought to y'all by Strava Craft Coffee, which is a game changer and has helped thousands of people improve their overall wellness and quality of life. Strava delivers delicious, fresh roasted specialty coffee infused with organic broad-spectrum CBD. Yeah! CBD from hemp doesn't make you high or hungry, but it does offer real benefits that can help you feel alert, feel focused, avoid the coffee jitters, live your day more balanced with less anxiety and fewer aches and pains. I have anxiety and aches and pains. It helps. Plus, including CBD in your daily routine can even help you enjoy more restful sleep so you wake up feeling your best. I'm going to have a cup of decaf when I get home tonight, Dave. It's delicious.
Delicious.
Strava is all about quality. Everything is small batch, fresh, and shipped straight to your door. Strava also offers concentrated, full-spectrum CBD tinctures for those looking for a more traditional CBD format with a powerful entourage effect of benefits. Right now, CHGO listeners can save 25% off their entire purchase when you use that promo code CHGO25. That's 25% off your entire order at StravaCraftCoffee.com when you use code CHGO25 at checkout. Discount coupon valid on non-subscription purchases only. One use per customer. But you can sign up and save with a membership to Strava Craft Coffee. That's StravaCraftCoffee.com. Promo code CHGO25.
And also out there, let me just say this. Please, nobody ruin WrestleMania for me. I don't know what happened. I know everybody wanted to tell me what's going on. I don't know what happened. Leave me alone real quick.
You're on tape delay.
Yes.
For the large people.
I'm gonna take
with the silly outfits.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I see something.
Oh.
Wait. Is that his music?
I think.
Is that who I think
I
it
think I
is?
see somebody. Go crazy!
That's him.
Will Gottlieb,
working
ladies and
today?
gentlemen.
What up, Will?
Is it working? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, we hear you.
Oh,
we
you're
hear you.
coming in beautiful.
Loud and clear.
Let's go.
Oh.
You like this nondescript gray background?
Yeah.
Like the same as the CHGO.
Which nook/bowel of the United Center are you in right now?
I am distracting a few people working on their write-ups here in the cafeteria area. So I'm going to try to be a little bit quiet, but I'm really glad to be here, guys. It was very sad watching the show on whatever day it was and not being able to be there. It really hurt my heart. So I'm glad to join.
Yeah, man.
We missed you, man.
Missed you, bro.
We missed you. So, what were the big takeaways from Billy and or his guys after this loss, the latest in a long string of losing to the top competition in the East?
Yeah, it was pretty somber. Nice graphic. You love to see it. Yeah, I would say like Billy, the first thing Billy said was just like, we're not good enough to compete on that level, which is very harsh and honest, but true. There was no way they were going to be able to keep up. And even like the first quarter, Zach was making some incredibly difficult shots, and you just knew like that was not going to be sustained for the course of 48 minutes. DeMar obviously didn't score 50, which hurts. And my God, the defensive rotations were so bad. The Heat, I think, hit 17 threes on 50%, like just wasn't good enough. And, I tried to ask some questions about some of these rotations and where they were breaking down, and I'll have a little bit of a write-up on that for tomorrow, but not pretty. I'm curious though, Matt, where's the anger meter today? I didn't get to like witness the live reaction, so I need a recap.
It is, Joey just threw it there up for you. It is a 6.8. That's the number I
Just
gave
south
him.
of nice.
It's the number I gave him when we started post game. It has since increased. I'm flirting with the 7.5 at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
rising.
Yeah.
Seeing you helped.
But it was a lot to do with what you just talked about, which was just the defense being abysmal tonight. It's a reality that the Bulls don't have guys knocking down shots right now, and it sucks. It's not necessarily something to be angry at them about. Guys take and make open shots versus take and miss open shots. The defense is what pissed me off tonight. Sounds like maybe it pissed Billy off too.
Yeah, I mean, look, you have to, as cliche as it is at this point, like you have to trust the process. And like the Bulls were getting some pretty good looks. Kobe obviously had a really tough shooting night, and he came out and was talking about how he liked the shots he was getting. He's got to keep shooting it. What's been so special about DeMar this year is that he's got this next play mentality where if he misses 11, straight shots, he's going to come in and make the next one. And you see some of the young guys, especially, they get a little shaken, and they may pass up a three or record scratch on a reverse pass, or just dribble into a 18-footer instead of a open corner three. So I think those things will kind of iron themselves out. Like the Bulls have not been a great three-point shooting team since the All-Star break, really, which is a cause for concern. But at the same time, like you also expect that will even itself out, and hopefully that time comes during the playoffs. But for me, and you said it, Matt, like the problem is the defense. Like that is the kind of thing that you do have a little bit more control over. And when the Heat are just getting like not only open, but like wide open, nobody in like 15 feet of these shooters all night long, 34 three-pointer attempts. I would venture to guess that like over 20 of those were wide open. So to me, that's just like, those are things you have control over. Those things you can tighten up, and the rotations were just like not there tonight. And I think that's pretty concerning. Like that at this point in the season, they shouldn't get exposed that much.
What we heard, what you just said about Billy Donovan saying they're not good enough team to be at this level yet. Were the players kind of, I shouldn't say echoing that, but could you tell in their vibe and how they were speaking that they felt like, oh man, this is really down and we really need to work on a lot of shit?
Yeah, sorry, I should have pulled this up before, but the direct quote was that he said, we have a long way to go to be at their level. And Zach came in after him, and he just was like looking pretty sad. He also mentioned like, somebody asked him if like resting one of these back to backs was in the cards, and he said like something to the effect of like, I wish I could rest every game, but like I'm out there. So that was like kind of weird because he's obviously not 100% healthy. We know this, but if he's saying like he needs to be out, that's like pretty concerning. But I actually really liked the way that he played tonight, just being super aggressive, shooting the ball. Dave's been hitting the nail on the head. He's been going to the line. He's been getting to the basket. But I just think with how limited the Bulls are with their shooting and spacing, like he's by far the best shooter on the team. He needs to have that as part of his game. But he seemed like, not happy. Kobe was pretty excited to watch UNC when he was live reacting to that. So he was in a little bit of better spirits. But I think Billy just kind of takes it in stride. We'll watch the film, we'll figure out what they need to work on, and then they'll watch film as a group and point out these rotational issues and things like that. But I think overall the offense wasn't that big of an issue outside of missed shots. It was really more of the defense for me. And we didn't necessarily hear anything specific about that from Kobe or Zach.
Maybe Kobe needs to go back to being UNC Kobe. At least as I recall, that guy knew how to knock down a shot occasionally.
Yeah, he did.
Just sad at this point. Like he's been, we know he's streaky, right? Like he started the season, he is coming off the shoulder injury. He couldn't buy a bucket. I think it was like 2 or 3 games before he hit a 3. And it's like, okay, guys, he's not this bad, right? Like he'll make a shot, he'll warm up. And then he got super hot when Zach went out around December and just like carried that through the new year. And then is like, everybody was like applauding him and being like, oh, he's figured all this stuff out. And I was like, yeah, he wasn't that bad the first time, but he's also probably not this good. So it's just like, it comes in waves for him. And hopefully, like I said, he'll get hot at the right time now. But I just feel like bad for him at this point because he should be contributing more in other facets, but he just isn't. And so like when he's out there and he's not making shots, it's just kind of like, man, I feel bad for this guy.
Yeah, and it's tough. And I hear you about the streakiness, but what's concerning is the 2 for 25 or 2 for 27 from 3 over these past few games. And that seems that doesn't feel streaky to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that just feels like a problem.
Like broken.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That feels like an actual straight up, there's an issue here that needs to be fixed. And I'm sure his 2-point field goal percentage isn't great either. You know what I mean? So
yeah, 0 for 9 from the field and 0 for 7 on 3 tonight.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, it's something
a problem. You can't be like the microwave scorer and put up those numbers. Like you can have 3 for 11 nights, where you hit 3 threes but miss a bunch of shots. And then you can have nights where you're like 8 for 8 of 3. But you can't have these like 0 of 7, 0 from 9. It just like, I wonder what's going to happen to his minutes in the playoffs where it's like you cannot afford to have him out there if he's not just drilling every shot that he takes. But at the same time, you can't like expect him to break out of a slump if he's not playing. So it's a really tough position where the Bulls absolutely need this offense. They absolutely need his floor spacing, but it's really hard to justify keeping him out there when he's playing like this.
Before we let you go, Will, I wanted to get your thoughts on this interesting week of Patrick Williams and his coach Billy Donovan and the things that have been said. So after the awesome breakout game from Pat Thursday, we've got him admitting during his postgame press conference that he was fine for being late. And then we get this story that you got from Billy before the game about the chicken parm eating and P-Dub's habits that needed to be coached and trained. And maybe like a little oddly in a way, Billy kind of calling him out after P-Dub finally shows up and has a big game. What have you made about all of this week between Patrick and Billy?
Honestly, it was pretty weird. I think Billy basically came out and was trying to say, like, look, guys, he's super young. He didn't have a ton of preparation heading into the draft. Once he got here, he was like a 20-year-old kid who like wasn't on like the fast track to being a top 5 pick for his whole life, where he was like managing his diet and training and getting, medical professionals looking at his ankles after every game and all this stuff. And it just sort of like spiraled into him, talking about all these ways that he was like not prepared. And then he's like, well, Leonard Hamilton's a great guy. I've known him for a long time. Like, I don't think it was on him, but also like, I don't fault Pat. It's just like, he didn't know. And I don't know. I think he just got kind of like tangled up in his words. So yeah, it felt pretty weird, but it was also like kind of true. I think like the general sentiment was like, we really need to be patient with Pat. He's going to have moments where I tweeted this sequence out where he like blocked Tyler Hero and then somebody got a layup and then he blocked Tyler Hero again and then he ran down and got a layup. And it was like, oh my God, this is Patrick Williams.
Right.
So he's going to have those moments, but I think as a fan base, as a coaching staff, as the players of the team, like they need to be patient with him. It's not a situation, even like, I think of Josh Giddey, for example, who's 19 years old, one of the youngest players in the league. And he's awesome. He's like amazing, impacting the game. Obviously the Thunder are, a G League team, but he's been really, really good. And, he played professional ball in Australia. Like he's been there a little bit more than Pat has. And I think that's kind of what Billy was trying to say in terms of his experience and preparation and learning these things. And the chicken parm story just kind of came out of nowhere, and that was just hilarious. So I had to write about it. But I think the moral of the story is like, let's just be patient with Pat and take the highs with the lows, and keep an even mind about it.
Well, I think the bigger question for me is, how do you feel about chicken parm?
Oh my God, love chicken parm.
Yeah, who doesn't love chicken parm?
That's a fair point.
It's so good. I just also have this image of Pat like double fisting chicken parm.
That's got to be the next graphic, Joey. Is a chicken parm in each hand for P-Dub.
It's chicken parm pasta, so it's a higher degree of difficulty for the graphics, but we'll work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
he didn't say it's not like eating
Tony Soprano eating chicken parm and pasta.
Will, what do you think about the fact that Patrick followed up a night where he got 36 minutes off the bench with another 30-minute night off the bench? Meanwhile, Caruso just 22 minutes as a starter. Are we getting anywhere closer? Did anybody ask Billy after the game if we're getting closer to Patrick being in that starting lineup, and is maybe something going on with Caruso in that back of his? Because he wasn't on the injury report.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more of a back issue than it is a Patrick issue. This game was out of hand like 2 minutes into the third quarter, so I think that also factored into Caruso not playing a ton and Pat playing a bit more. Funnily enough, they are kind of competing for like minutes at the power forward, right? Like Caruso's 6'4" guard, but because of the way that this roster is constructed, the Bulls don't have a lot of options there, and Caruso's obviously a super versatile defender. But he actually asked Billy to come out of the game in the third quarter because his back was hurting. So that's definitely not a great sign. I don't think the wrist is 100%. He has not been shooting the ball as well as he did before breaking that. Shout out Grayson Allen for being an ass. And
I'm already mad, Will. You don't need to make me madder.
The anger meter is slowly
creeping up,
going the wrong direction. So I think that is more of a Caruso back hurting than a Pat, but I do think Pat is like earning some more minutes, right? Like he's playing a lot better. The second half was kind of a wash to me. Like none of it really counted. Gabe Vincent like killed the Bulls again. I don't know how this keeps happening, but I think it's more just like keep an eye on Caruso. I would not be surprised if they hold him out of one of these next two games against the Bucks and Celtics. And frankly, I wouldn't. It's like hard for me to say I would just like rest everybody in those games because they still are fighting for that 6 seed right now. They have fallen to 6, but they're clear of 7 by 2 games plus a tiebreaker. So effectively 3 games with 5 to go. It seems unlikely that they're going to beat either of these teams, if not both of them. And so I wonder if they should just like have a rest day or alternate Zach and DeMar rest days and Caruso. But they also could end up with a week off if they stay out of the play-in tournament. So these are things to consider and think about. But the health on this team, man, it's not getting any better.
See, to me, that's more important than maybe a night of rest for DeMar or Zach or Alex or anybody. I want the Bulls to get a victory against one of these teams under their belt before they go to the playoffs. I think that would do a lot for their mental, their frame of mind and their confidence coming in, because all they've heard all season long is you can't beat any of the real teams. You can't beat any of the real teams. And as you just pointed out, if they do manage to get one or two of these last 4 games as W's, you're not in the play-in, and you get a week off everyone to rest and recover. To me, that's more important right now than maybe a night of rest for some of these guys in these games where you're still fighting to avoid the play-in.
But I think the hard part of that, though, is like some of it feels immediate.
Yeah.
Like some of these guys feel like they immediately need to rest and just have that day off. Like he mentioned Caruso. Like how many times can we watch him limp up and down the floor? You know what I mean? I'm not so much thinking about guys like Zach. Because Zach, we know his pain tolerance and management, and he's still putting up big numbers. You know what I'm saying, for this
33
team.
tonight.
Right. He's still doing that. You see DeMar, even with his groin, still putting up those big numbers, things like that. But the guys who it's immediately you're seeing it affect are guys like Caruso. You see it. You know what I mean? Like he didn't even score tonight, and he played like 20-something minutes, man. And he hasn't looked right, you know what I'm saying, since he's come back from that. So I see the point that Will's saying. But I hear you, too. You're, like, right there at the finish line. You're like, just break the tape and then fall on the ground, and then we'll put you on a gurney and carry you, the rest of the way, man. But you got to break the tape first.
I think you convinced me. I think you're right, especially with Caruso. Maybe he is the exception to that. But I would much rather be in a situation where I went all out trying to get the 6th seed and got it, and maybe I can now rest that Minnesota game and give myself a week plus a long weekend to rest Amar and to rest Zach. But Caruso, man, he took that screen from Bam in the second quarter, and I just watched him sort of crumble to the ground.
Yeah.
Not great.
And after that, wasn't the same after that.
Will, appreciate the insights, man. How's it been on the beat for the first week? Is Callie behaving himself? Everybody making you feel at home?
It's been great. Just to be here, to be able to ask some of these questions and, just get to know everybody a little bit. It's kind of a funny time coming in where, you have 5-6 games left in the season and, you're introducing yourself for the first time, but it's been a lot of fun. And I hope that I'm able to provide some good access and some more context to some of my stories. So it's been really fun. Kali has not been here. Haven't seen him yet, but everybody else has been super nice, and it's just fun to watch games in the UC, man. They're just, especially that Clippers game was like, the noise was on a different level.
Yeah, I believe it.
Callie loves calling people out for not showing up and doing the work. Callie not there? Uh-oh! What's up, Joe? What's up, Joe? We all know how much our 4th member, Marquet, loves Joe Callie.
Oh,
they are the best of friends. They are the best of internet friends.
Adores them.
Will, appreciate you, man. Have a great night. All of our Bulls fans out there, read Will's stuff on CHGO, our website, and get yourself a membership to do that, because you're going to get a free T-shirt and all kinds of other exclusive content and perks. So follow him for all of his Bulls updates on the Bulls beat at Won't Gottlieb.
Yes.
And read his stuff. He's got a great column about the chicken parm on our website right now.
Do it.
Will, we miss
guys,
you.
It was great to chat. Well, I don't know if we're doing a show on Monday. I think maybe remote, and then Tuesday, Wednesday game. So I won't see you for a while, but next week we'll have to catch up and hopefully watch an away game together. I miss you guys, but it's been fun to get back on the pod.
Yes, sir, man.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too,
Keep up the great work. See you soon. Will Gottlieb, ladies and gentlemen.
Gottlieb, man.
Our insider.
Dude, you see how right he looked in that scenario? Like, he just looked like, I'm supposed to be here right now. Clean as a whistle.
Look at that.
Oh.
The beat reporter with the earbuds
right,
in.
You know what I'm saying? With the
collared shirt.
Don't sleep on the blue. Don't sleep on the baby blue he was rocking, man.
I don't know how we are friends with someone that handsome. Doesn't make any sense
Speak
to
for
me.
yourself, Matthew. What you doing out here, son? Get this mic out the way. Get some of that right there. Get you on list.
Just too many. Just
Little
too many
bit,
handsome
little
friends.
bit.
At least I got Joey's raggedy shirt keeping me on my level, you know?
A lot of hate for my shirt tonight.
No, dude, I love your shirt. I love Joey's shirt.
Jake, if you're listening, I'm dressed appropriately. I promise
he
you.
is.
Joey is 100% dressed appropriately.
He was always dressed appropriately. I was just concerned that he was sleeping here. He was dressed appropriately.
Yeah, because I'm here so much.
Correct. Because he's hardworking.
Putting
The
in the
young
work.
man lives here.
Correct. He was hardworking. He's a hardworking.
And you know what?
young
If
man.
you got to be at the office on a Saturday, wear what you want.
That's how I feel.
I wear what I want whenever at the office.
Respect.
On a Saturday in
On
particular.
a Saturday in particular, yes.
Everybody, one more time. Try that CBD-infused coffee from Strava. It's delicious. I've been drinking it for a couple weeks now. Sign up for the PointsBet account with that promo code.
Live your bet life.
And live your bet life. And get a membership to CHGO to get all of Will's exclusive content, writing about the Bulls on the beat, my columns, Mark K's columns, everybody else covering all of our teams here in Chicago across the CHGO team. Plus that shirt. And access to the private Discord chats for every team. In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter, BAL Sports, BAWL, Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Thanks to our producer and our pal Joey. Looking clean, Dave.
Clean, fresh and clean.
Doing great work behind the boards for us tonight. And you, our fellow Bulls fans, for hanging out with us. Hit that like button if you enjoyed tonight's show. We appreciate it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you aren't already. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Monday. I'm headed to the Madhouse tomorrow. A little Blackhawks action with some CHGO folks.
Oh, that's going to be a good time.
Me as well.
Going to be a good
Let's
time.
go Hawks. Me and Joey are going to the Hawks game.
Oh,
He's going to wear a nice shirt.
He always
I'm going to
wears
wear a
nice
suit.
shirts.
We're wearing suits to the
Wearing
Madhouse.
suits. He's going to be ready.
We love you, Bulls Nation. Until next time, see you, Red. Be good.